Oh,
Hmm, I like our intro. It gets me every time.
I'm good.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to another edition of the True Health Forever podcast, where we try to live our best life through the lens of holistic health.
It's all these wires and water, and I'm just
Doing it the
like,
other way.
don't mix nothing.
No. I am Sinclair, aka the
The
Health Nerd, and I am joined here today, as always, by the chocolate,
Ooh,
the melanated,
melanated.
the suave, deep voice having.
Suavemente.
Besame. The caring,
Mm-hmm.
the brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
the galactic
Ooh.
king himself. What's your name is?
Listen, I feel like she's trying to butter me up for something during this podcast. Sorry. But what's going on, beautiful folks? My name is Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game. And yeah, we got a good topic today.
I do.
Right. I think some folks do reach out to us for questions on starting business independently and as couples. We see a lot of dope, powerful couples out there who have started businesses, and we're going to try to bring some of those folks onto the podcast as well to tell their story. But today is all about one: should you start a business with your spouse, with your loved one, with your partner, with your lover? And two, what are some of the things that are a little bit difficult in the process, right? And then also, what are some of the things that are beautiful and really uplift the process and make it something different that you're not going to get from being starting a business with any other partner, right?
Right.
Because it is a very unique experience. um yeah, we're gonna dive right into it. Queen, are you ready?
Are you ready for some? I said,
Ooh.
are you ready for some podcast?
All right, we're out. Y'all see her doing her Beyonce in here. She feeling it. She feeling it. First off, I feel like you have a theme song now. Do you
Mood
wanna
forever.
what one more time?
Mood forever, forever
Brilliant.
and ever and ever.
Yes, yes. If you can just right up into that beautiful mic, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Um yeah, so I feel like she's about to be doing some extra stuff with the vocals now. So I apologize ahead of time, but y'all know it's all love.
What he means is you're welcome.
If you're watching live, go ahead and let us know where you're calling in from or where you're listening in from. And if you have a question, feel free to put that question inside of the comments and we will get to it ASAP. But first off, let's get to the short, Sinclair, origin stories of why we started True Health Forever. In case this is somebody's first podcast, in case they haven't listened to the mission and vision episode, which is a good episode. Why did we start TH4?
Real quick, my did you know segment, is that going to go at the end?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we didn't skip out. Um, origins.
This is going into the one of the hard parts of starting a business with your love partner. Go
Stick
ahead.
around for the did you know. Origins of TH4. So, we at some point kind of took a look at our families and, as many folks probably do and see that unfortunately we do have a lot of relatives who deal with health issues, and may even, have their lives ended early. And so that was something that we took a look at and said, what can we do as we get ready to start our family? And I mean, this was years ago. This was
Yeah.
really thinking in the future.
This is 2015, maybe 16 at the
Yeah.
latest.
Um, and so, yeah, we were really thinking about, okay, if we have a family in our future, how can we make sure, how can we set, really grow those roots now so that we can make sure that we kind of change the trajectory for our families, and make it so that health is a foundation of the family moving forward for our children, right? They grow up with health being learned and passed on. So it's a part of their life. Um, yeah.
Yeah, love it. Great way to do that in a succinct type of way.
Thank you.
But the main point that I wanted to drive home there is we as a couple, as a unit, before we were married, were like, what's important to us?
Right.
And that health, that quality of life was kind of the foundation that we wanted to make sure kept going through our family. And we actually passed those values down, passed those principles down to our kids. So that turned into the business.
Right.
Right. And we'll cover this a little bit later, but think about when you're in your unit, right? What are the unified values that you all have that are just important to you and you want to make sure get passed down to your kids, to your kids' kids, to your kids' kids? That may be the foundation to what business you can start,
Yep.
right? So just a good point there. Number two thing that I wanted to kind of touch upon is I don't think it's a good idea to launch into a business, and I may be going off the outline right now, to launch into a business without having that foundation in your relationship, because
Mm.
it takes a lot of trust,
Yeah.
a lot of communication, a lot of other powerful words I can't think of at the moment, right? But you need to really know your partner, how they're going to operate, have that trust in order to step into a business, because any type of insecurities you have in a relationship are only going to get 10x
Right.
in a business
Right.
situation. Prime example, right? Random example, not saying any names or example or people out there, but Sinclair has full access to all the photos in my phone,
Yep.
which I feel like gives some people a
And your
heart attack.
email.
And email. Yeah, goodness gracious. Let me go ahead and change. But yeah, all
I never look
emails,
at it. I don't need
access
to.
to probably social media, but I wanted to focus on the pictures because I think a lot of things can happen in pictures, right? And
Yep. Yep.
all screenshots, all downloads ended up getting saved into the picture folder eventually. But for me, I'm basically her photographer,
Yep.
right? Whenever we're on our morning walks, doing our workouts, when we're traveling, I'm taking pictures, I'm taking video. And there was a time where she'd be like, "Oh, can you send me that picture? Oh, can you send me that picture?" I'm just like, "I'm not." Just here, you have full access. Whatever pictures you want, they're in here, because business wise, it made it faster
Yeah.
for her to just have access to all the pictures I'm taking of her, all the videos I'm taking of her, so she can repost on social media, she can post on a website, she can send to somebody else. So us having that level of trust in the relationship, it allowed us to be a little bit more efficient in the business. Right?
Absolutely.
Um, I feel like I went on a little tangent. Anything you want to add there before I go back to the scheduled plan of the outline?
Just that, especially with the trust, I feel like that is important. Because as you said, like if you are still developing in your romantic relationship, those things that you haven't worked on, that you haven't addressed, they're going to show up in some way, shape, or form in the business. And I think it's best to address it as a couple, as a relationship first, so that you can just reapply it to the business rather than, hey, we haven't actually talked about this.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about X, Y, or Z?
Right.
So yeah, I think that's a very good point. As tempting as it may be to start a business with like a in a new relationship, it's probably wise to get some time in before you launch something. Because yeah, I mean, and just again, keep in mind, right? If it's a new relationship, if you're not entirely sure, like this is the one for me,
Right.
you're if you have a business and you're going to tie your income to this, you need to make sure that it's something that is sustainable and not something that you're not going to have to completely redo if that relationship were to cease or were to,
Right.
have those issues.
All I know is Mrs. Bezos just got a huge check when her and Jeff
Right.
Bezos divorced. And I mean, obviously, you have no idea that one person may not be the one for you, but yeah, she just became like one of the wealthiest women in the world from a
Like that.
divorce, just like that. That was interesting. So let's get into it. In your opinion, Sinclair,
Vaughn.
right? Sinclair,
Vaughn.
Sinclair. I wasn't. What's going on here? But in your opinion, would you recommend couples or married couples starting a business? Just in your opinion, knowing what you know today, your experience, and we'll get into more specifics, but surface level, would you recommend it and why?
Unfortunately, I do not have a yes or no because my answer is it depends. I do not think everybody
Hmm.
is in a relationship that would be beneficial for a business relationship.
Ooh, break that down.
Um, how can I put this?
You're trying to be nice. Don't we can be nice later. Just break it down, and then we can.
You have to be in a space with your partner to where something in my eye. One, like you have to like being around that person.
Mm,
That may seem like a no-brainer, but you'd be surprised how
yeah.
many couples, marriages, or XYZ, are out there where maybe there's just complacency and the spark is gone or whatever.
Mm,
And that happens. But I feel like if you are in a place where it's like you can't stand to be around that person,
sheesh.
or that something about that person bothers you, and you know that that thing is going to be prevalent in the business relationship as well, probably not a good idea to launch the business.
Mm,
Because again, you're not, unless you address that, you're not going to be able to, there's always going to be something wrong with that business relationship. And I feel like there's always going to be a barrier for you improving the relationship
mhm.
and really getting a healthy business relationship, with transparency, full transparency, and accountability.
Gotcha.
Going into the next thing, accountability. I feel like you need to have the type of relationship where you can hold each other accountable.
Mhm,
um because if you can't do that, then I think truthfully your business is doomed.
mhm,
Because there is going to be some point where one person maybe isn't holding up their end of the bargain, and unless you can address it, um yeah, it's just going to fall on the other person, and that's only sustainable for so long.
mhm,
um so yeah, I feel like you need to have a healthy relationship with holding each other accountable. Yeah. So, no, I don't think everybody should, but I think that it is a good idea for those who have a strong foundation in their relationship, trust, accountability.
mhm. Okay, I somewhat agree with the strong foundation and relationship thing, but at the same time, I am a strong believer that every married couple should have a business.
Mm.
That's just I feel like you should have a business in some form or manner because if you have those situations where you can't stand each other or there's those issues, like you need to fix that regardless. Like whether you're gonna start a business, you're not gonna start a business. If y'all can't stand each other, that's something that needs to be addressed if this relationship's going to last.
What you think a business will
I
make?
don't think a business will fix that.
Right.
No, just like some people like, oh, let's have a baby to reach. No, that's I don't think that's the solution. But what I'm saying is married couples, in my opinion, should have a business.
Hmm.
If a married couple has issues, that doesn't say that they should not have a business. They should address that issue 100% and then start the business.
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they should be like, oh, because we can't stand each other, we're never going to start a business. No,
Right.
fix that.
Right.
Figure out how you can stand each other. What's the issue there, and then go ahead and launch that business.
When you think about it, every married couple does have a business.
How?
The household, like, should be bringing in money, right? When you
Hmm.
think about, I mean, like, yes, I think if you're in a good place, launch an official business too. But I feel like in a way, um, with your, I think just the household and finances of the household, I almost should be run kind of like a business.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry for that.
No, you're good. I feel like to that point, the reason why I believe every household should have a business is because you're paying into taxes. You have to pay your rent or your mortgage. You're driving a car, so like your marriage as a business has marriage expenses. You're
Hmm.
going on a vacation. You're eating. You're driving. You have insurance. So your marriage has expenses. You might as well get the tax deductions that having a real business will give you,
Hmm.
right? So being able to have that legitimate business will allow you to start writing off a section of your home that you use for your podcast studio. You can write off when you drive to the grocery store to get recipes, ingredients. You can write off when you go to Ghana to do a exploratory educational experience. That you can write off these different things that your marriage has deemed valuable to the marriage, but also to the business.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think every married couple should have some form or business. It doesn't have to be an active business. Like I feel like ours is kind of an active business. Every week we're on a podcast, we're writing blogs, we're posting on social media. But if you're investing in real estate, it's a business,
Hmm.
right? If you buy daycare facilities, That's your business. If you resell some stuff on eBay, right? That was my mom's business back in the day. I used to work for her, all that good stuff. That's a business. And that allows you to now tap into the tax deductions and the tax benefits of being a business owner.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in to the True Health Forever podcast. We hope you learned something valuable that you can take and implement into your life. Now, we've all heard that sharing is caring, and this podcast is no exception. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, a family member, a coworker, a stranger walking down the street, anybody who you think can level up from this message. As always, we appreciate your support, and we'll talk to you next week. Be well.